Hey guys, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing some dark romance recommendations where the villain gets the girl. This list, it took me a little bit to get a lot of the books. There is a ton on here. I only chose 10 and I do have and they're all series. So if you are not interested in series, then probably not a good video for you. These are some darker romances where, like I said, the villain does get the girl. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. We're gonna do this going from number 10 to number 1. So coming in at number 10 is the Monsters and Muses series by Salvar Miller, and currently there are 3 books out. The 4th one does come out later this year. Looking really forward to that one. So the first one is Promises and Pomegranates, the second one is Vipers and Virtuosos, and the third one is Oaths and Omissions. These are loosely based off of Greek mythology. First one is Hades Persephone, second one is Eurydice and, oh gosh, what is his name? Orpheus. And then the third one, I don't really think has anything to do with Greek mythology. It's just dark romance. So, I'm looking forward to reading, to these. I read the first one, have not read the second or third one. This one, not really great. It's very loosely based off of Hades and Persephone. And it's literally just like one thing that makes it like Hades and Persephone type. So I really enjoyed the first one. Probably won't reread it, but I'm looking forward to reading the rest of this series. So this comes in at number 10 on my list. Number 9 on my list is the Priest collection by Sierra Simone. First one being Priest, and then you have a little novella in between, which is Midnight Mass, and then you've got Sinner and Saint. So these are the 4 books here that are currently out in the Priest collection. This is more taboo than it is dark romance. The first one, it is, as its namesake, the main male character is a priest, and he falls in love with one of his constituents. So it was very good. You know, again, there's the little bit of aspect of like the jealousy that didn't really do it for me, but overall it was a very good book and I highly enjoyed it. And these last 2, Sinner and Saint, are on my TBR for the month of May, so I will be probably have already read them by the time this video goes up, but looking forward to them nonetheless. So very, very good series if you are interested in taboo. At number 8, I do not have a physical copy of these books, but it is called the Mindfuck Series by St. Abbey, otherwise known as Christy Cumming. And unfortunately, Christy Cumming did pass away earlier on in year, I think 2020 or 2021. I think it was 2021 that she passed away. But unfortunately, that was really sad. This book series was written under one of her alter egos, St. Abbey or Stabby, and this series is about a female serial killer and an FBI agent that is tasked with finding her. It is it's very good. Very good. I binge read that entire series in 3 days. I think it's 5-book series, and I read all 5 of them in 3 days. It was so good. I really, really enjoyed it. And if there was any more books in that series, I would read it. But I really loved it, and I think a lot of other people would like it too. So there's that. Number 7 on my list is the Hades X Persephone by Scarlett St. Clair, which is Touch of Darkness. I have read A Touch of Darkness. I have read A Touch of Ruin. A Touch of Malice is currently on my TBR for the month of June, so I will be reading that for the Camp Season-a-thon readathon that is put on every year. So I will be reading that. This series is good. it's not my favorite series that Scarlett has written, I actually like A Game of Fate a lot better. It is taken place in Hades' perspective, and these are told in Persephone's perspective. But overall, they're not bad books. I just think that I like Hades' perspective just a little bit more. But I do highly recommend these to anybody who loves Lore Olympus on Webtoon. If you do love Lore Olympus, this is very much like that. The Hades portrayed in here is the Greek god, and he is a club owner. So if you like Lore Olympus, then you'll really like these books. I love them. They're good. Anyway, so there's that. Coming in at number 6 on my list is the Haunting Adaline series by H.D. Carrollton. Now, this is very dark. If you do not like the captor-captive stalker trope, this is not the book for you, okay? This is very dark, and I mean very, very dark. It is about a woman who moves into her grandmother's house, and there is a stalker that is looking after her, and she finds all of these mysterious notes that her grandmother had left, and the story goes from there. It is very, very dark. So again, trigger warnings for stalkers, sexual assault, all of the things, because it is very, very dark. So again, do not read that if you have triggers for those things. It is, again, very, very, very dark series. So, all right, moving on to number 5 on my list, which is Neon Gods and Electric Idols by Katie Roberts. This is the Dark Olympus series, book 1 and book 2. These are really cute. This is Hades Persephone. This is Psyche and Eros. And the 3rd book comes out in June, and I am so excited. Like, I can't wait. I know I'm not going to be able to read that book until July, but it is going to be a fantastic time. And I love these books. They were so good. I think I gave this one 5 stars and this one 4 stars. Overall, they're very good books. They are dark in the aspect of it kind of just, there are some trigger warnings for sexual assault, BDSM. There's a little bit of gore in them as well. So just keep that in mind if you do pick these up. Overall, very good, and I highly recommend them. So coming in at number 4 on my list is a series that I read earlier this year and fell in love with, and that is the Wicked Villain series, again by Katie Robert. I have Desperate Measures, Learn My Lesson, Worthy Opponent, and The Beast. This is books 1 through 4. So these are basically Disney After Dark. If you are not a fan of some of the fan fiction that has been written about villains of the Disney movies, then you probably won't like these. So like this one is Jasmine and Jafar. It was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. It is like captor-captive. She likes to be chased kind of thing. It was a very good, and I really liked it. This one is a throuple, so it is Hades, Hercules, and Megara. So like from the Hercules movie, this was super good. I really, really liked it. And this Hades and this Hades are related. They are father and son, which is crazy, which that was my theory to begin with. And it was very much true because Katie confirmed that earlier in her, I think on her Patreon when that book came out. So anyway, book 3 here is a Tinkerbell and Hook, which I didn't think I was going to love, but I ended up loving. It was so good. This is actually my favorite book out of the whole series, and I couldn't put it down. I loved it so much. I reread it multiple times, and just so good. All right, and then the last one I've got is The Beast, and this is Gaston, Belle, and The Beast. Again, super good, and this is like full on, everyone is involved with everyone, and it is amazing. So it's polyamorous and I loved it. So this series I do highly recommend to people. Only if you are okay with Disney After Dark. If you're not okay with Disney After Dark, then this is not the series for you. But overall, these are good. And just make sure that you check trigger warnings before you read these, because I do know that A Worthy Opponent does have sexual assault in it. So just be very mindful of that. These are very good though. Alright, coming in at number 3 on my list is a series that I read a while ago, and it messed with my psyche so bad that I had to wait before I could finish the book. Like, I read it, I started reading it, it started messing with my psyche, and then I could not finish it. And that is the Born Darkly, Born Madly duology by Trisha Wolfe. So book 1 is Born Darkly, book 2 is Born Madly. This is basically Joker Harley Quinn. It is about a woman who is a psychologist and a guy who is a serial killer, and the guy who's a serial killer manipulates his therapist to think that he is good, but little does he know she's got some things in her past that are actually very attractive to him, and they do end up falling in love as much as they can because they're both sociopaths. But they rely on each other a lot, and this series was really good. Like, I loved it. It's just like, it did mess with your psyche a little bit. So just beware if you do read this series that you have to read them slowly because they are very good. Anyway, loved this book series and highly recommend them. Alright, coming in at number 2 on my list is the Four Psycho series by Christy Cunning. This is about a girl and 4 guys. So it's a reverse harem. It is basically I don't know how you would say this. It's like a personified version of the 4 horsemen and the apocalypse. So, like, there's the 4 horsemen and the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, but in this series, the apocalypse is a female, and she's got her 4 horsemen. So there is literally, it's the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So it's very good. I really liked where this story went. We were trying to figure out how the girl was, connected to these 4 guys, and now that we know, it was very good, and I liked it. It was one of those series that I read very fast as well because it was so good, and I just couldn't put it down. But that's just how Christy Cunning's writing was. I just loved her writing so much that I just found myself devouring her books so quickly, and overall I loved her writing, and I'm just so sad that she's no longer with us, but the books that she did write were fantastic. So coming in at number 1 on this list is a series that I just started this year, and I think, to be honest, they just came out this year. And that is the Never After series by Emily McIntyre. So we've got book 1, which is Hooked, book 2, which is Scarred, and book 3, which is Wretched. And I am so glad I picked these books up. So this book here is Hooked. This is loosely based on the Peter Pan fairy tale, where it's Wendy and Hook. So this was very good. I really, really liked it. There are some trigger warnings for that as well. And then I will put this out here. The main female does have a little bit of an asphyxiation kink. So if you're not into that at all, just be aware of that. She likes to be choked when having fun times. Anyway, it was good nevertheless. But and then book number 2 is Scarred. This is very much like Lion King instead of Hamlet. I thought it was going to be like Hamlet, but no, it is very much like the Lion King movie. Their character names in here are very similar to the Lion King movie. So like instead of Sarabi, you've got Sarah B. Instead of Mufasa, you've got Michael Fossa. So like there's just some things in here you're like, Really? And then Scar, his real name's Taka, and in this book, the main character's name is Tristan. So, and he's a scarred prince. So overall, very good book. The one I have not read yet is Wretched. This is, I believe, a Dorothy, Wizard of Oz type. We'll see. I haven't read this yet. I'm supposed to read it this month. If we don't read it this month, then I won't be able to read it until July. Because again, I do have the camp season-a-thon, readathon that I'm taking part in. So I am very excited about this. I don't know if it's Wizard of Oz or if it's like Wicked. Like pre-Dorothy. So anyway, we'll figure it out. It'll be a fun time. But that's one of my favorite series that I've read recently. So those are the 10 book series that I love that have a little bit of a darker twist to them. If you guys have read any of these books, please let me know what you thought about them. And if you do have any more dark recommendations, please let me know what you have read and what you think I might enjoy. And then maybe I'll do a video of like I read 3 or I read 5 see what y'all think about that. So anyway, those are my dark romance recommendations. Again, if you have any recommendations, please let me know in the comments below. If you have any video ideas, leave those in the comments below as well, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.